What's up? What's up? Top of the top. What's up, y'all? We're back. We're back. Back on this Wednesday. What's good? What up? 2 days away from Halloween. It was a dark month. October went quick, though. What's up, y'all? Shout out to everybody that's up, catching this live. Everybody that's tapped in. Shout out to all the members, moderators, everybody. The ear hustlers. Everybody. What's up? All right, y'all. Back at it again. What's up? What's up? So we're going to get into it, y'all. It's one of them days, one of them days, one of them days. What's up, Shirley? What's up? And it's not too much going on out here, y'all. It's not too much going on. But real talk, so we're going to get into it, y'all. All the facts are not out on the devastation, but the whole Jamaica got evacuated. And allegedly, it's 25,000 tourists stuck over there. Everything we spoke about last night, like I said, people do not be aware. And I said last night, you know, it's people that be taking trips, man. They don't pay attention to what's happening, meaning before or after. And I knew it was going to happen. People going to get stuck. So it's people stuck over there. It was a Hurricane Katrina over there. So with all these floods that happened this whole year, what people don't get, every city that got flooded got evacuated. A lot of cities got flooded, just like Hurricane Katrina this year. But like I said, it wasn't national. It was news, but it wasn't a thriller like Hurricane Katrina. Yeah. Parts of Ohio, a lot of spots. Anyway, Jamaica got flooded out, y'all. So my point is this. The power bill went out. Let's just go. All right, shout out to everybody that's up, man. Also, we're going to talk about Suge Knight pops out. And Denzel is still catching hell, and Denzel is going out bad. We're gonna talk about the trash ass rap game. Camron is suing J. Cole. What else? Not much. Kodak Black rapping in his underwear on stage, y'all. Yeah, I'll tell you, they're all showing their weird behavior now. Let's go. Let's talk about this real talk, man. All right, so yeah, as y'all see, this woman from North Carolina, she got stuck. She is stuck right now in Jamaica. So people that went, because the planes already grounded, power out, they sleeping on floors and cots. And I think they said Kingston got it the worst. Yeah. So as you see, they were already in hotels. When they went to a hotel, they told them to put the mattresses over the windows. So that should prove right there how hard it was coming. So people in the hotel were told to put their beds in front of the windows. And you know that's to stop the blast, whatever, but that's showing you. So these are the things I'll be talking about when a lot of things happen in this world, but people don't be aware. That's all it is. When I speak about stuff like people be doing too much. Like I know a lot of people go to Jamaica this time of the year because it's cheap. People travel during this time of the year because it's cheap. But like I said, people don't pay attention because it's been said that this was coming, y'all. It's been said it was coming. Now they're over there crying, stuck. And then, like I said, yeah, people need to check on their people in Jamaica, man. And there's no telling what happened out there. So you see how they got them. Also, the hospitals messed up. All the hospitals messed up. The hospitals are all messed up. Power out, flooded out. The hospitals messed up. So you're all right. People in hospitals, elderly people, disabled people. You can kind of put it together yourself, man. But yeah. You know how it goes sometimes. Like some parts are more secure. Like everything in stone is going to remain, but 9 times out of 10, everything that was not in stone got blown off. I saw a lot of roofs blown to shambles. But you know, all of these places are set up like everywhere else, meaning it's about classism. So y'all know Jamaica got a high class, and you know how that's going to be. I already know how it is. Like I said, I don't got to go to Jamaica to know how it is. I know where the rich people at, where the money at. Them homes going to be secure. They're going to be up on hills, mountain area. They're going to be up. Yeah, because all these places were structured a certain way. With certain parts, it's like any city. your downtown gotta make it, because that's what they can't have it where the courthouse get messed up, the place where all the records. Those places are built on certain lands on purpose. You know what I'm saying? And they protected a certain way where they're not gonna flood out. So basically that's how it always been. The country is based on money. If the more money, how you spend your money right, meaning the people that got money to live in certain places, they don't deal with certain things because that's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? So I know, like I said, okay, when they showing the whole thing from the tourists, that's the money. So the tourist part is built different from the other parts. That's why you're gonna see them brick buildings for them hotels. It's different drainage systems. See, Jamaica might be one way, but all the technology is where the tourists at. All the technology where the people got money at. So I'm saying that's how it be. So you in certain parts, you're not gonna have no service on your phone like that. In certain parts, they got perfect service. So it's a poor everywhere. It's a ghetto everywhere. And all you gotta know is when you hear the word evacuation, that means troops on ground, search and recover. That's what that means. So, like I said, anybody had any marijuana operations? That's finished. Anybody had crops growing? They all destroyed. If you had a stash in your house, that's destroyed. Meanwhile, Americans over there stuck, because I'm telling you, I told y'all Americans are the gumps, the idiots of the planet, man. The sob story, it's so fucking, oh my God, man. So just horrible, man. Told you, dog, the press said, oh my God, you always did some shit. Meanwhile, I bet you the people of Jamaica being stronger than their ass. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it be, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't seen nobody from Jamaica crying. You know what I'm saying? They strong out there. I didn't see none of them crying. But you see them at the hotel, right? So these are all the things I've been talking about. When I say stuff like people live in this fake ass shit, this is what I'm talking about. This country going through a lot. Nobody knows nothing. But you're going to see people going to still go around spending their money like everything. I'm going to Jamaica. I'm going to chill. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to do. Meanwhile, look. Now, I'm going to show you how easy this shit be. You don't spend all that money. Now, look at your vacation. That's ruined. And you spend all that money. Airplanes. Depending on what part of the country you came from, you might have to get a rental car to get to the airport. Or if you might have cruise. However you got there, look at all the money they spent. Didn't even get no enjoyment. Because people don't understand seasons. They don't understand how the world moves. Shit is real in the world, y'all. This is what people was doing in the pandemic. Like I said, the pandemic was the realest shit ever. I saw people partying like it was a joke the whole time, meaning that was not a time to party. Because we in a house and we restricted. And you're going outside trying to prove to me how much you outside spending your money. That's what people was doing. People was trying to prove to me how much they outside spending their money. Well, a lot of us in the house and we was stacking money or whatever. People building their house up. People was doing certain shit. So I know people. I know for a fact during the pandemic, people went back to school. People invested in their homes. People got into different savings plans. People started learning about Bitcoin. People started learning more about independent business. So I'll tell you, a lot of people use the pandemic for positive. But every fool that wanted to prove to us how much they was outside and how much they still getting money and spending their money, they the idiots. See, it's a reason why people messed up now, y'all. You people never look at the full picture. Stop looking at today. Look at the whole picture. Look at all that money people had. When me and others, we some of the people, you saw people. Look, people put out a lot of stacks on me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to keep it like that. All right? You was online a lot and people was pulling out all type of money, right? I saw people spelling out names on the floor with money. I saw people with so much money stacks. Remember? Money phones. No, y'all, you can't feel sorry for nobody. People was getting money when you know what I'm saying? When you was taking losses. Nah, this ain't no Cry Me a River thing, man. This is people that was super arrogant. They thought everything was a joke, and things have come back to get them. And I'm not talking about Jamaica. I'm talking about right here. See? I'm talking about that because remember, everybody was taking trips. We taking trips. We going here. We going to Dubai. I'm going to Jamaica. I'm going. Y'all idiots. They want to take pictures just to say they went somewhere. You know what I'm saying? They going to these places, taking all these pictures. But at the same time, they not understanding. Y'all are taking trips, spending thousands in a crisis. What made Americans think that it was cool to just blow thousands or just blow money? All right. What since 2021, y'all? All right. Since all this shit happened, pandemic, what convinced you to think that spending all this money was just cool? That's what I don't get with people. I don't get that. I saw a lot of money being spent. So let's not play, y'all. You saw people posting outfits for how long? Years, right? You saw for years people trying to prove to you how many outfits they got, how many sneakers they got. You saw people trying to prove to you how much they eat out. All right, you've seen a lot of shit, y'all. So that's why I say this ain't no, nah. Thousands upon thousands have went through people's fingers. So nobody that didn't stack no money, that's on them. If you don't know how to floss and stack, but you're really supposed to stack more than you floss. See, like I said, there's nothing wrong with flossing. There's nothing wrong with balling. But what they didn't get was you can't do that shit every day. And people did that, y'all. And we watched that for years. It's been the past couple years straight. So no crying rivers now. Because last year was the year you were supposed to finish that shit. You still had this year to get right. They kept playing around. So like I said, I remember before when the first time, right, they kept saying, man, they're going to send us back to Africa. They're going to send us back there. They always had these jokes. So like I said, if I didn't like the president, soon as he got elected, I would have got so focused. But they didn't do that. They didn't like somebody, but they just kept talking, but they wasn't preparing themselves. That's what you're looking at too. You're looking at a lot of people, y'all, that were talking. Like I said, everybody had their agendas, but they wasn't focused on reality. Meaning, to tell you the honest God truth as days go by, man, because I'm looking at Jamaica now. America is not supposed to be messed up the way it is. Now, Jamaica, yeah, because you know how it is over there. Meaning, Jamaica and Jamaicans never had the opportunities Americans got, period. But they, at some kind of way, they stronger. That's why I say, I can look at Jamaica and I feel sorry for no Americans, because Americans had it laid out. They just blew it. They just blew it because they just kept talking, y'all, running their mouth. Meanwhile, stores crashing, economy crashing, work field crash, meaning people ain't working. Man, come on, man. The American way was hustle, grind, get yours, pay for yours. You know what I'm saying? Legit. So that's why I say once it came, everybody became dirty. People forgot how to be legit. People became hippies. They just want to chill, smoke, and talk. That's what hippies did. All right. Meanwhile, look at Jamaica. So remember, a lot of stuff is not going to be televised. I saw they was covering it all day. By the time it got night, them cameras went off because the power went off. You see them lines right there? Those lines is the clues on how powerful the winds was. That's all you got to know. Right? Roofs blow it off. Anything wasn't brick, blow it off. So you just think of a human and you look at that. So it ain't hard to figure that out. You fuck around as a human got thrown in the air. Just that simple. Bingo. You see it, right? Power out, y'all. So you know, don't forget, the power's going to be out for a while. Power's out right now. And that's what's going to happen. And it's mass flooding, man. So my point, look at this. I'm showing you the river. Look at this chocolate river. That's rivers flowing through the city, y'all, when I told y'all Hurricane Katrina. Now, mind you, this daytime footage, this has nothing to do with the night. This is before it even got dark. So my point is, after it got dark, it got worse than all this stuff. But you see them rivers, right? Nah, y'all. And I know how some of that stuff made. Some of the ground levels are different. Wherever it's lowland at, floods. Floods. And you see that? I'm talking about that water was going so fast. I know a lot of y'all saw it. Super fast rivers. Oh, what else they say? Crocodiles in the water. Crocodiles. I forgot Jamaica got crocodiles. Crocodiles in the water, y'all. And you know what that, and you know what that, you know, water moccasins, all of that, man. See that? Change of plans. Immediate evacuation, y'all. They got evacuated. So people don't get it. You think you're gonna wait the storm? You think you chilling? Evacuated. Gotta go. Gotta leave. Everybody's evacuated, man. And that has nothing to do with the tourists. Tourists stuck. They sleeping on floors, cots, on an island, and they can't. It's nothing they going. Meaning they are defenseless. They are they finished. I don't know if they got Walmarts and stuff like that in Jamaica. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna have them. They're gonna have a lot of stuff over there. Because when they rebuild, my opinion, when they rebuild Jamaica, it's gonna be expensive. That's my opinion. My opinion, they're gonna build it up, and it's gonna that's my whole opinion. It's just gonna be expensive after this. Let's go show y'all the hospital. The hospital got wiped out. See, they had to evacuate the hospital. And I be looking like, yo, how can they still have hospitals like that over there? That's another thing. Y'all from Jamaica, y'all give people a pass from Jamaica. Look, all the people from Jamaica made money. So if I say certain things, I never could understand. Like, how could all the people from Jamaica make money, but they never build Jamaica up? No kind of way. Like, I'm talking about on a regular level. And the same thing with Puerto Rico. All these people make it, but I don't never get. I'm talking about, yo, come on. I'm talking about like they should like chip paint on the wall, like stuff like that. Not saying they gotta have the biggest, the best, but it's like, why it always gotta look like it's some old shit that's like, I don't get that, man. You mean to tell this is what I mean, y'all. You mean to tell me it was that hard to have a wall painted? Stuff like that. They can't get their walls painted, new tile, like that simple shit. But you're gonna see in them places, Jamaica, Cuba, it's like they don't have no painters. I don't know what that's about. I don't know. But I'd be like, how did all these people make all this money from these places? But somehow they people just be living a certain way in the past. I just never understood that. I don't know what that's about. All right. But you see them trees, right? So those are all the clues on how powerful the wind was. And don't forget, this was yesterday in the daytime. This has nothing to do with the night. It's different things. You got the wind and you got the water. And then you got things in the water. And I don't know if it was cold or not, but you see that tree, right? Family, if them trees were to fall like that in America, everybody's car be messed up, people's houses be messed up. If America got hit like that, you know how much destruction it would be? That's how powerful the wind was. That tree right there is going to destroy your house. Wherever it hit it, it's done. Your car finished. No, that wind was serious. They said it was over 200. See? These are the Americans, y'all. The tourists, Americans, all that. See them? Sleeping on floors. So you go on vacation, you spend your money. Could have did this shit at home. Meanwhile, everybody in America chilling, power working, back normal schedule. You want to go to Jamaica in October. All right? Because you're probably too cheap and petty to go in the summertime when you're supposed to go when it's hot. You're supposed to go from spring. It's the hot weather. But I know how it goes. No disrespect. People like to go when it's cheaper, when it's cold. But as you see, that's not the real Jamaica. You got to go when it's hot. Anyway, you're going to see them now, right? Looking like they're in a homeless shelter. Nah, y'all, Americans are dummies, y'all. They just straight dummies. You mean to tell me? Now, let me show you how you could be a dummy in New York. In America. Let me show you how America is designed. When you're a dummy, you can have a lot of bad luck. Check it out. Say I got laid off from the job on the shutdown, waiting on that. And I say, look, damn, I'm on a furlough right now. You know what? I've been working my ass off. I need to take me a trip anyway. So while the gov shut down, I'm gonna go to Jamaica. Then you fuck around, go to Jamaica, you get hit with this shit. Why you on a furlough from the government and your shit shut down? And now you in Jamaica fucked up. And you can't get back. They have no knowing when they coming back home. This how Americans jam their whole life up, y'all. When I say stuff like doing too much. When I say sometimes it's just good to sit your ass down. Hey, you ever try just staying in your house a whole year straight and just see how much you get accomplished? You ever try that? Did you ever try to be entertained in your own home instead of everybody else's establishment and bar? Yeah, hey, you like to drink? You ever think about setting up your house like a bar some kind of way? Because y'all didn't get it yet. Remember back in the day, it was a reason why our families had all this shit. They had bars for company. You're not paying attention. The original American way was not going out all the time. People entertaining at home. I'm talking about not sitting at a table broke or just talking. They had entertainment in the home, sound systems. See, that's why your house boring. You got no sound systems. Your whole life you still listening on the phones and TV. No, you got to get back to sound systems. Get you a little bar. See, I got to tell you how to be human again. Americans knew how to enjoy their life in their home, y'all. Meaning when they went out, that was extra privilege. That was extra shit. We going out for real. Not half-ass going out. And when they do something at the house, it was a regular event where they understood how to enjoy themselves without spending a lot of money every time we want to have fun. So what y'all didn't know is you started living in a world where you actually started to pay for having fun. You had to pay for it. How much it cost you last night? $300? Meanwhile, people already knew how to have fun. Go to the liquor store, get a couple of gallons. We got the music. Call a couple of friends over. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Simple. Same vibe. No trouble, no drama. So I'm just showing you Americans are pickleheads. They always in some shit, y'all. They always their worst enemy. You always going to be a worst enemy, man. I'm telling you. See that? Now, everything we seeing is the light version that happened the day before. What happened last night? Floods. This is before the floods came. This all before the floods came. So like I said, this is before the floods came. This is when it first was starting. This was daytime. So you got an idea how nighttime was. Meanwhile, they stuck. So let's go. But we got to talk about some things, y'all. Hold up. You see the hospital, and you see them out. That was in the daytime before it hit. You see them out there playing around. It's actually blowing them off that shit. It's blowing her off it. You see it, right? She's actually blowing off the wind is actually blowing her ass in the air. So, told you I was going to put in work. Now, this is the thing. Now they say it's over Cuba, but I didn't get no update on where it's going after that. I had no update on that. So I got to go back to see what's next because this is fucking up Cuba. You get it? Cuba about to get tore up. What they said, 700,000 people there, something like that. Cuba about to get it bad. They might get it worse than Jamaica. But you see the path is coming. I spoke about it yesterday. If it hit that fertile crest right there known as Louisiana, that Alabama, Texas, boy. Because for real, the way it's coming, if it was to hit that coast, boy. So like I said, because remember, everybody know about Hurricane Katrina, it kind of went the same way a little bit. Sometimes the islands are the clues. But it passed the islands, but when it hit them coasts, it be having a whole nother momentum and a whole nother energy when it hit that coast. So the update is where it's going after Cuba. Meanwhile, this is what happened. This is what, like I said, this was in the daytime. This is not. So no, this was yesterday. This was before it hit. Because remember, before it hit, it was massive winds the day before. But yesterday was the floods and the major winds. So it's like this in Jamaica. If you don't know your people, like if y'all don't have no phone connection, you as of now, Jamaica's gonna be different. Like them, how it looks different. Them neighborhoods gonna be gone. Meaning your peoples might have been over here. They're not gonna be over there no more. Especially if they stuff got destroyed. So this is where communication meant a lot. Because a lot of them don't have communication with their family members in America. It's no telling what's gonna happen to them. And it's no telling how many are gonna make it. They say gators in the water, y'all. I don't know what I would have to do with gators in that deep water. Crocodiles, rather. Crocodiles, y'all. Crocodiles. Meanwhile, y'all know this going on right here. So, food banks are preparing for a surge as federal food aid could be paused in the government shutdown. So, when I mentioned to people to go to the pantries, that was about 3 weeks ago. And now they're telling you, and I've been seeing it, the pantry's starting to run out. I'll get you out a whole scenario, how smart people know how to hit them. Some people will dedicate a day to hitting pantries in certain places. And people that hit pantries, a lot of times, it's not that they need it. They get it for them emergency. And that's what make it bad too, though. The truth is, some people that don't need it go abuse the pantries. They go there and take all the name brand food. Yep. So this is something going on, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. You can actually tell it's affecting the country. You can tell this whole thing got a whole dark energy of worryation, scared, paranoia. That's why I say it's like everybody's in this front trying to act like everything is okay. But I know it's not. Because nobody knows what's coming. And on top of that, Halloween is in a couple of days. So maybe it'll come back the first week. No, I'm going to say this. Maybe after election day, it'll come back. Because, elections coming up. Maybe after that, elections, then maybe it'll get handled. But in my opinion, it's definitely, I assume it's going to definitely be back before Thanksgiving. That's what I assume. I don't see all them groceries sit in the store, you feel me, all this time like that. So, something got to shake. Another thing, like Punch, what you said yesterday, something I also assume is this. This is what I assume. I assume some people going to get theirs. That's how I feel. I feel some people might get theirs and some people won't. So when the bro was telling me last night, it was one dude, he got his shit. Because I feel like it's according to your background. If they feel like you're a scammer, you got it. I don't know. I just feel like some people going to get it because they have to get it. But I don't feel like everybody's going to go without it. But I also feel like that statement has to be put out there because it's for the illegals, y'all. It's all for the illegals. Anybody with illegal activity with an EBT card, the shutdown is for them. No matter what, whether that woman is prostituting and she got an EBT card, whether that illegal immigrant is here and his wife getting it, whether bro, that man is acting like he disabled, but he sell drugs. The shutdown is for them, y'all. You might have families get their shit, but single men don't get it. See? There's a lot of ways it might pan out. So that's why they tell you to pray on certain stuff, stay focused. That's why don't get caught up in all that fear shit. Because when things are stated, it doesn't apply to everybody, but it has to be stated like that. I'll give you an example the other day. When they were saying all these apps shut down, I went on the app. It said they was having problems, but when I had to make my transaction, do what I had to do, that shit worked perfect. But if I would have just went over what my screen said, I wouldn't even checked. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So that's what I'm telling a lot of y'all. Don't get caught up in the hype. I'm telling y'all, still check your card. Still check it. Because you might get it and other people just won't. That's how it's going to pan out. That's my opinion, y'all. I look at this shit like a tax evaluation. Some people get their shit and some people just don't. That's how I look at it. All right? Because I don't see nowhere in hell people going to have kids and don't get nothing. I don't see that. And like I say, the worst come to worst, they're going to tell people come pick some food up. That's the worst I see. Because now, don't get it twisted. This could be the rebooting of the whole system. Get y'all to come pick up these boxes. But little do you know, y'all going to always come get these boxes. That wick for your kids, you're going to get that fruit, the milk, we got the whole, you want to come get it just like that from now on. Also, why they did it like that was to humiliate you. The whole plan of welfare, you'll see the social workers, their job is to humiliate you. Their job is to make you don't want the shit no more. That was part of the boxes. That was part of the food stamp. See, that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. See, they played it. It was a mind game. When they made welfare cool with a card, when they made welfare cool, you get a card and a phone, or Obama phone, they made that shit cool. But welfare was supposed to be shameful, y'all. That's why back in the day, they made you be shamed. You're going to get this box of cheese. You're going to take these papers, and you're going to go in the store. Every time you pull them out, you're going to be embarrassed. But they will let you know. Don't be proud of this shit. Don't be on this shit forever. That's why it's made like it was made so you won't be comfortable with just being on it forever. So they made that shit embarrassing. You know what I'm saying? That's how it was, the stamp. But my point is, when they made that shit cool, you started seeing people proud to be on welfare. These are all the things I spoke about. My card about to hit. My card hit. People were proud of welfare, y'all. They started bragging to me like welfare was free money. Y'all not looking at it like that. People was carried it like this shit free money. We straight. You remember that? Y'all forgot people was bragging on a lot about their stamps? Working people, regular people. Remember, you go through your shit. You spend $200-300 on food cash, motherfucker stunting. Yeah, I got my stamps. I'm straight. We straight. We got 1,000. We got 800. Family. I know people personally. Like I said, I know the hood, man. People were bragging for years, making you feel like shit because you don't get no stamps. All right. So, no, y'all, it's because of all of that online shit. So look, what's Cedric the Entertainer doing? Cedric the Entertainer says people losing food stamps is not good. So you see everybody talking about it, right? And this is my part you're not getting. Everybody black with money want to talk about food stamps, but nobody black with money ever did shit. Meaning, if you want to keep talking black shit, well, the black people that's rich could have started their own welfare system. They could have started their own welfare system with programs. All right, he from St. Louis, right? He from the same place as Nelly, right? Okay. You got proof. Every city, every state got celebrities, black, white. They told you they got all these fucking charities. Let's see how many of them gonna open up their charity doors when people don't get their food stamps. So guess what? All celebrities with charities, y'all on the hot seat now. You see how I flip it on y'all? Y'all on the hot seat. So since y'all talk so much, if the EBT card don't come back, hopefully I'm gonna see a lot of viral videos of you celebrities with your ass on the ground doing shit. Maybe that's what y'all at least do. Put it like this. At least do that for a gimmick, a publicity stunt. Let me see y'all on the ground feeding people, doing some shit. Other than that, nobody want to hear y'all mouth because y'all have no more career. So don't try to use the poor to give yourself a voice, because the poor was y'all money. And guess what? When the poor get straight, they're not spending no more money with y'all anyway. That's what y'all don't get. I'm saying it for a reason. This America, man. Huh? What they talking about? The homeless and the poor. Huh? When I looked at Jamaica, and I'm like, man, look at America. Huh? Homeless and prostitutes, the hidden streets of America. What did I tell you I was going to happen in the end? Did I say in the end, everybody's going to be what? Selling their ass? Everybody's going to be what? A prostitute? And everybody's going to be homeless. No, she was with the woke movement. You want to know about the woke movement? This is what it looked like. You don't get this shit clear? What's going on in America? You look at it like she had a big mouth. Look at it like she might be from California. And they were just so political. And they were just so political. And they were just so angry. Look at it like that. Because everybody that lived like that, that's how they're going to live now. When I said everybody that wasn't taking, you were highly educated at social media shenanigans. Some of y'all have doctor degrees in bullshit on social media. It's the truth. You can break all that shit down. But somehow you couldn't function in real life. Huh? Somehow you couldn't function without the phone. And I told y'all it's showing now. This is the real deal. When I say blacks and poor white trash, because we call poor white trash, they're called white niggas. That's what they are. All right? That's what they are. So look, you see it, right? This America, y'all. So when I saw Jamaica, I'm saying even Jamaica messed up, it's still doing better than Americans. And that's the truth. That's the truth. That's the truth. America, you're sorry. Why? Jamaica never had it like America? No. One thing Jamaicans ain't gonna lose their pride. They never gonna go against their flag. Hell no. But you are, because you're an idiot. That's why you don't have nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's why you don't have nothing. Meanwhile, when I tell you about these narratives, let me prove to y'all. You know when I tell y'all it ain't all bad? Now let me show y'all the magic tricks. When I say family, everything ain't all bad. It's depending on who you are. Now, as you hear on one hand, it's a gov shutdown. You hearing about EBT, food stamps, money. But I want you to see right here in your face, this is how it works. 25 affordable apartments open up in New East New York area. See that? As far as new affordable, meaning fixed income. The question is, who is it for? So I want you to see, on one hand, you're hearing all this dark, depressing news about, but on the other hand, I know what this is about. When you build it, they're going to come. So this affordable housing, that really means 25 families, each household, 1 to 3 people. Bingo, that's the new people moving in. Meaning the people that have been in New York, you're not moving in there. That's how it works. See? The people that's on shutdown, you're not going in there. This been going. This all the things I've been talking to y'all about. This been going over the whole America. I've been showing y'all this shit. While you crying and complaining, I showed you migrants bought their first house in Chicago already. The legit ones, the legit ones. The legit people are called migrants. The ones that are not legit, they call illegals. The real migrants that came here in 21, they already homeowners. Some of them are in affordable housing. Some of them got put in some of them was getting put in affordable housing in 2022, 2023. When I say time fast, y'all, it about to be 26. These migrants been here 4 to 5 years now. They've been here 4 years. That quick, y'all, that quick. When people are still not getting it with these topics. No, when I say everybody's not poor, everybody's not messed up, just stupid Americans. When I was telling y'all over last year, trying to see, I can say screw people. I don't feel sorry for nobody because I was telling them what to do. When I was telling them, I said, yo, I said, if you really, really want help in America, you have to get down with programs. The programs are tied in with social service now. The programs get all the top-notch benefits. The programs get all the shit you need to get. And it's designed like that. Since you don't want to go on a program, right? You just want to get the welfare and live your life. That's why you don't get nowhere. Y'all don't understand. When you hit rock bottom, you got to accept it and come all the way back up. Only way to come back up, you need structure. All that freestyling, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to stay at my friend's house. That's why you don't come up. You want to still smoke weed. You don't want no curfew. I ain't staying in no shelter. I ain't going to no program because you want to still do the dumb shit, right? Well, that's why I caught up with you. When I told you the smart people, when you went in that program, you would have put your paperwork in last year, 24, 23, complied with the programs, got you a trade. They put your paperwork in for housing. That's what y'all don't get. You on Section 8 lines trying to get housing. No, the programs get you in faster because they got access to the apartments first. It's always been like that. When I told you, the rainbow community, they had programs. You got your programs for abused women. You have many programs. So it was programs for migrants to get speeded up. And they were getting their money, and they were moving into a lot of that affordable housing that you see that's new. Meanwhile, America's going to keep crying. Told you, man. Y'all downfall was online. Not being smart, you know what I'm saying? Not being 50-50. You wasn't searching for information as much as you was other shit. Then you became in this world where you need people to tell you shit. So if somebody don't post, yo, y'all, it's 25, yo, they taking the applications. If somebody don't post it, you don't know shit. You started being so stupid doing what? Ask Facebook. Ask Facebook. That really, it was a training for y'all to be dumb. Ask Facebook. You so fucking stupid. You're asking people shit that you can learn on your own. That's what it was for. Y'all gonna stay in this dumbass fucking bubble while everybody else that don't speak no English, don't do fuck with none of your shit. Paperwork. That's why I say, y'all, while you're crying, it's people laughing in their new home. Happy. Not laughing at you, but they're happy. You see that big ass kitchen? All right. Y'all been asleep, guys. America has put too much energy, love, honor, respect, and work into a fucking online behavior that has got them nowhere. And that's all it is. So that's why I can't feel sorry for nobody. See, a couple Cardi B in them. See, career over with, still posting. Cardi B posts with her sister Hennessy. See that? Talk about the president one day, talk about the poor people, and then post some more. Every picture got to show the nails. See that? Everybody want to look cute. Where they going at? Who's outside? Who's outside? No, Cardi gets pretty in the house. It's called make-believe. That's what a lot of y'all do. You're going to get pretty for cameras, but really you're weirdo just taking a lot of pictures in the same location. All right? That's all that's happening, y'all. No, y'all, this is what made America dumb. They should have never gave you motherfucking social media. It's the reason why you got those phones, guys. It's a reason why they called it the Obama phone. They know you'll love it even more. It's the truth. Let's go. Cardi B points to falling rates among adult entertainers. She's talking about falling rates, talking about people losing their money, talking about adult entertainers falling. Cardi, you fell a couple years ago. When are you going to talk about that? When are you going to admit your career is over, Cardi B? That's about it. Other than that, nothing to talk about with you, man. Because she know what it is with her. She back working. She just post and post and post and post. And that's all she do. Just post and post because she got to keep her fake influence that ain't working. Let's go. All right. Another big thing that happened. The basketball player Paul Pierce. Y'all know on Monday, I was just talking about Paul Pierce. I told y'all, man, this shit playing out. Now, remember the other day when I was talking about Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett talking about, LeBron? And I said, they talking too much. And let me speed it up, man. When I gave y'all the hint, when I said shit like, the black entertainers don't know they under fire. When I said stuff like, every time they show their face, they making themselves vulnerable. Check this out. Thank you very much, QB. Paul Pierce just had got caught asleep behind the wheel. His defense was he was tired. Guess what? They gave him a pass. But somehow, them charges got brought back up. And now Paul Pierce, he has to answer to those charges. He being charged with driving under the influence. See, I don't know if Paul Pierce said something on this point when he was talking to Paul. I don't know what's happening, but it's just funny to me how he was clean, but now his ass got charged. Because you know what they doing? That's what I tell you what they now they all online talking about the NBA gamblers. I told them, if you are a person of a certain caliber, you could be next. Because in y'all game y'all play, none of y'all are innocent. Meaning that's how they gonna play it on y'all. Because any day they can wake up, hey, Paul Pierce, you was famous. Hey, I wonder if he had any groupies. They did used to have a lot of groupies at those hotels. See how easy it is? So Paul Pierce and them talking, I'm giving y'all the proof now when I told y'all when I said YouTube, them being podcasters is their prison. It's their last step. Now I want to show y'all. Paul Pierce got kicked off ESPN. He got kicked off Fox. He comes to YouTube. Now he's arrested. See, I told y'all when I said this is the end for them once they come here, they're not going up. They're only going down. They're only going down and they're going broke. This is where they're going to go down at, broke at, and be humiliated at. This is shit they didn't get through their head yet. So I keep telling you, every day what I say, who's next? Paul Pierce, as you see right here, facing 2 criminal charges. So while Chauncey Billups and them in trouble, Paul Pierce opened up his big mouth, he's in trouble now too. Because he didn't know, family, if I just got out of a charge, he's supposed to shut the fuck up and get out the way. They're still talking online, y'all. They have no clue what's going on. I'm gonna just leave it at that, man. Like I said, I'm gonna just leave it at that. I'm gonna just keep watching it. Who else? Antonio Gates. Many of us know about football. He's another one busted in a poker scandal. You see the color of his face, right? Somehow, it's a certain people of a particular background. Somehow they the face of failure, ignorance, incompetency. They're supposed to be rich, influential, smart, but somehow they're all getting in trouble because y'all not getting all of these rich Negroes. A large percentage of them were still gambling their ass off. From the ones current, you're not looking at the players that are current gamble with the old heads because they all got money. As of now, it's trickling over to the NFL now, y'all. When we spoke about this, remember I said last week, people want to know, hey, I wonder if they did the NFL too. Bingo. Y'all know I just said all this. Thank you very much, Black Samurai. So now y'all seeing, right? NBA, NFL. Nah, man, they done fucked up, y'all. So now you seeing, man, everybody's going down. Like I said, it's nothing new. Told y'all everybody is going down one way or another. One way or another. The bottom line is majority of all legacies will be ruined. That's the bottom line. But I say, when you see them, it's not going to be good news. Did I lie yet? Have you seen the good news yet? All right. Oh, yeah. The only good news was Nas in the casino. Now you're going to see Sean and the Diddy family, the Rocket Nation family, trying to throw dirt on Nas. Sean talking about Nas came to his high school to holler at some chick. But What I look like believing anything come out of Sean's mouth. That's the point. What I look like believing Sean. When I told y'all, all these stories coming out of nowhere, I never even heard before. So, Illmatic dropped 94. Now it's been around how long? Sean go into a story supposed to be 31 years old. And he telling me that Nas can't his high school, but I'm supposed to believe Sean. No, I don't believe everything fucking media takeout posts. Sorry. Told you I don't regurgitate bullshit. Meaning, that's like with anybody, right? If somebody came out of blue right now and accused Jay-Z, I'm not just going to say he did it. No. You got to have timeline. You got to put shit like with his son, Jay-Z's son. I didn't just say that's his son. No, it's a timeline. I went into the story. I looked at the story. They told me about how he met her, what they used to do, certain things. Then I look at him. I'm sorry. I don't just say, oh, no. I'm not one of them people you're just going to say shit about. No. But that's the shit they do. Meaning, when you heard so many stories, allegations, meaning, when you heard about R. Kelly, you wasn't surprised because you've been hearing them for how long? All right. Damn every rapper, you heard about them your whole life. You know their background to a degree. So when people come out with certain stories out of nowhere, like Sean, and I know who Sean worked for, and I know everybody Sean down with against Nas, sorry, guys. Sorry. Sean is a straight fruit bucket. All right, you see that man wearing a goddamn slick head? Sean out here wearing goddamn, that nigga got his hair like Malcolm X in the movie. You know what I mean? That's what Sean out here doing. Sean looking like he got a head full of Dax grease. No, Sean is a greaser. All right? Told you the rappers are weird. All these rappers are weird. None of them are credible and they all liars. All of them are liars, especially the New York rappers. Kodak Black wears only boxers on stage. So what I say, every time you see them, it's going to be bad news and it's going to be what? Freaky news. Told y'all they are fucking out the closet. If they don't be a clown, they will not get a penny, Lenny. They ain't going to get shit. Rap is now in the clown phase. I've been showing you. You're going to keep seeing it. Everybody's going to be a fucking clown. And that's what it's going to be. No music, no talent, no nothing, no laughter. It's just clown shit now, y'all. You get it? It's just fruity clowns. That's all it is. Kodak Black rapping in Dallas, rapping in Texas in his drawers. When he has what? Male fans. All men. Told you guys, the joke's on y'all. Y'all been getting pranked. I told you hip-hop came out the closet 2024, fool. Hip-hop came out the closet with the Baby O Astroglide Revelations. The rappers been praying, y'all don't know. It's the rappers in on it. The rappers y'all watch, the bloggers y'all watch. Everybody y'all watch is in on the big cover-up, but they don't understand. That's what made the content so corny, because they're all exposed. All right? They're all exposed. I don't care how y'all change y'all clothes, what the fuck y'all do, y'all already exposed. Everybody that built their name off hip-hop, you built your platform of hip-hop. Your fucking hip-hop is nothing you're going to do. I don't care if you talk about politics a whole year. I don't care if you change your channel name. You already have been exposed last year, guys. You've been exposed this year. Sorry to tell you that. The only people with credibility is the people that stayed in their role, meaning they were who they were and they stayed who they are. Other than that, all y'all been exposed, guys, for who you are. Kodak Black didn't come out taking his pants off, but you see him doing it now, right? Huh? You see Cameron Mace wearing lipstick and makeup, don't you? All right, then. No, they got to come out that closet. They ain't getting no money. That's what hip-hop is now. But guess what? Everything I've been telling y'all. Remember when I said Chris Brown better hope he don't end up like Michael Jackson? Yeah. It's not over for Chris Brown, y'all. That's right. Y'all been dealing with a lot of smoke and mirrors. The plan is this. Check it out. Don't pay attention to Chris Brown. Chris Brown is allowed to return to the U.S. on bail after being charged. Family, Chris Brown is going to prison, y'all. The past 3 years, have I not been telling you about Chris Brown? I've been getting updates, right? I said it's going to end bad for Chris Brown. I said, don't worry, he don't know when to stop neither. He was the main one supposed to have been lay low. I said, Chris Brown kept trying to prove to me how he's still relevant, bragging, doing all these concerts. I said that before he got his charges. Told you I know how this shit work, y'all. Anybody affiliated with the diddler, that whole shit, 30 years, end of an era, it's going to end bad for them. I told y'all. They just kept thinking it was R. Kelly. When R. Kelly went down, I told you Negroes back then, it was not just going to be R. Kelly. Huh? You got your favorites. They play the game of six degrees of separation. They play make-believe games like they don't fuck with each other. That's for you to believe. But the powers that be know exactly who all of them are. And I told you, Chris Brown is worth more gone than around. He's an accident waiting to happen. Somebody is drooling at the mouth to get that Chris Brown catalog because he don't know that. Chris Brown, you a fool. He's going to prison, y'all. Yes, he is. Chris Brown, I'm telling y'all now. I'm telling y'all all ahead of time, Chris Brown is going to prison when it's all said and done. Why? You say everybody else going down, right? No. Like I said, Chris Brown was so stupid. The more he kept working, all he kept doing is building up his catalog. He keep building it up, and that he is worth much more than that. That's what I'm saying. No. We know about Chris Brown. How many times Chris Brown got caught doing coke? Huh? How many times Chris Brown got caught for who he is? But y'all didn't want to accept it, right? After the Rihanna shit, he stayed at Diddy house. After that Rihanna shit, Diddy made both of them make up and they stayed at his house. So he's not going to escape. That's what I'm telling you. Your affiliation can be, when I went into all this shit, how he responsible for Chris Brown's career. When Chris Brown said out his own mouth, he tried to sign with Diddy at 13 through his manager. Told you, all of their stars are picked from youngsters. That's why they keep putting Geppetto shit on Diddy. Well, y'all not getting that shit. The stories on him is connected to how he found Usher. It's connected to how he found Justin. It's connected to how Justin Bieber. That's what y'all not getting. That's the part they going in on Diddy now. See, they all wait for Diddy come home. They all support Diddy, freak off laughter. No, y'all. As of now, he's being crucified as a Geppetto. Because they're going into his system of raising up those young stars. All right? That's what they talking about, y'all. What else they still talking about? What I said. Huh? How many times we spoke about Meek Mill birthday party with the blood on the sheets? Huh? The razor blades with Lil Durk in French. They got the chick on the table. We went through the picture of the cross dresses at the party. We know what's up. But I'm just showing y'all, the ones who don't believe, they still talking about it. And I'm going to keep showing you it's on all platforms. So I'm going to tell them again. Why they be worried about YouTube and what people like me and others talking about, and they be worried about AI videos and shit, I told them on every platform they're being slayed 24/7. And it's not going to stop. All right? It's not going to stop. They still talking about Meek Mill got his booty cheeks bled out. That's what they talking about still. Sean Diddy Combs spared no expense. How much you spend that day? $27,000 on Meek Mill birthday. See, heard the story so much, I know these shits by heart now. That's right. I don't know what y'all were doing. Hey, when that story came out of Meek Mill booty cheeks leaking, did you see every YouTuber run to post that shit? No. Uh-huh. All right, then. Sean Diddy Combs spared no expense to throw his friend rapper Meek Mill a blowout. His boyfriend Meek Mill a blowout because he blowed his ass out. 27-day birthday party. Huh? Has the exclusive video of the celebration. Well, I say, y'all punks. If I was Fruity, I'd have been out the closet smacking the shit out of all y'all. That's right, Fruity punks. That's who y'all are. All right? If I was a punk, I'd have been punishing y'all. Believe that. Y'all punks. Super punks. All right, let's go. Meaning, I told you ain't no more secrets. CCTV footage is also said to have shown Chris Brown chasing after the producer, kicking and punching him. Here's your proof. Chris Brown's going to prison, y'all. He's on video footage kicking and punching somebody in the UK. Kicking and punching somebody over here is one thing. In the UK, it's worse. Chris Brown is going to prison, and he's going to be locked up in the United Kingdoms. Yep. I guess that catalog going to be gone one day. Told Chris Brown, I told that fool 2 years ago he should have been got low. But that's what's going to happen to him. Only fucking R&B singer selling his clothes on a fucking lawn of his house. Brown also denied assault, occasioning actual body harm upon Mr. Dial, and one count of having an offensive weapon. They saying Chris Brown crowned him with a bottle more than once, and it's on camera. Told you they bitches. All right? You ain't get it yet? Chris Brown did what? Hit him with a bottle. What him and Drake do? Have a throwing glass fight. Bitches in the club. What they did on Housewives of Atlanta when a woman fight? Throw glass at each other, right? Drinks, all right. Told you they all punks, y'all. Let's go. Let's go. The 36-year-old singer appeared in court today alongside his co-defendant, Dallas. All right? So as you see, Chris Brown is facing time. He's on camera committing a crime. You see him with his friend, right? His African friend, right? Okay. So I'm just showing y'all. Chris Brown been with him. That's why Chris Brown been going to Africa a lot. Chris Brown been trying to tell you, Africa been keeping Chris Brown going. He been going over there to get his money overseas. I told you Chris Brown got smart, y'all. He been going broke in America. He been going overseas the past 3 summers. That's how he been sustaining. But what he don't get is he been doing too much. He got caught up in a trap. His ass going to prison, y'all. Remember I told you that. All right? So everything I tell y'all first, I give y'all shit. Now go make y'all content. Because that's all y'all going to do anyway. All right? Chris Brown is going to prison. Remember I told you that. Maybe you'll get it next year. We up. Let's go. Who up in the chat? We live. What's up, EK6? Now, where my family at? The family is everybody that know what I be talking about. Not no fucking cults. All right? This channel is agenda free. I'm going to keep letting y'all know that. Because when I said coming together is a crime, when I called myself being regular, them fools thought I was trying to put together some shit, a movement. Remember I told you I was sending all these spies and all these agents? Yeah. No, man, I'm on this shit to have fun. Take your agenda ass somewhere else. Now I say that for a reason. What's up, Lorraine? What's up, Soulfully? What's up, Inquiry Minds? All right, let's go. Hold up. So y'all see. Now remember when I said these fools gonna be overseas visiting America? Showed you Offset in Paris running, chasing the building. You see JAYZ and them overseas. All right, looking scary. We seen Usher disrespected in Paris. They didn't want to open the door for him at the hotel. Showed you J-Lo trying to go into the Chanel store. They say, excuse me, J-Lo, we're too crowded. You can't come in. Right? What part you don't get? When I said they're not good over here, and I said people online ain't stupid because they keep thinking it's back in the day. They still thought it back in the day. We Americans, we go to Paris. They thought overseas still worship them like that. Overseas has caught up to America, and they got their own celebrities now. They don't care about you like that. When you go to Puerto Rico, they don't care about no American Puerto Rican like that no more. That's what they didn't get. When they didn't hold the door for Usher. No, y'all don't get dummies. Every story in the news on y'all, overseas, they believe it 10 times more. So when I told them last year, overseas, they believe all of these niggas go to Diddy parties. Overseas, they believe all of them just like Diddy, but they didn't get that part. And overseas, they believe the hype that all of them are rapists and sex abusers. They believe all that shit. So that's what I keep telling them. You can trick Americans to play games with the blacks, but everybody else looks at y'all a certain way, and you're not going to shake that part. Why? Because you didn't fight. Y'all was supposed to fight 2023. Y'all was supposed to fight when that video of Diddy and Cassie, y'all was supposed to have been fighting since 23. Since y'all didn't, every narrative, people believe this shit now. And that's what I was telling y'all when we looked at all languages of them joking. So I'm showing you because Chris Brown is going down too. That's why we're going to talk about Denzel. That's why his career is over. So every time I get a chance, I give you the updates on Denzel's career. He's been called out for being a liar, and that's what it is. Fans dissing him. He finished, y'all. And I just give y'all these clues so you'll see it's all together. Let's go. So you see it, right? Chris Brown going to jail. Brown was later arrested at the Lowry Hotel in May after flying into Salford on a private jet. Now, give them the facts one more time what Chris Brown did. CCTV footage is also said to have shown Chris Brown chasing after the producer before kicking and punching him. And allegedly hit somebody hit him with a bottle too. All right, so you got it right here, y'all. Chris Brown going to prison. All right, he going to be just like Suge. Fuck around, Suge be coming home and everybody else going to be going in. That's how it's going to be. Straight up. So, I had missed of a day. I didn't know Suge had resurfaced because I think it's something going with the prison program. But long story short, just showing y'all how times are changing. And I've been talking about this. Y'all didn't notice how The only content really has been, Suge has been making more content than the people that's been out here. So, like we talk about these stories, like I said before, the West Coast, they be having stories. They be telling shit that they ain't say before. They don't do, that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. See, a lot of y'all got your opinions on people. I don't look at shit like that. I listen to everybody what they got to say. And I deal with reality. But the reality is, the West Coast, if they the main ones telling their stories from their actors. You see what Art of Dialogue doing, right? And if you've been watching Art of Dialogue, everybody he had on that platform, you'll see they've been saying the same exact shit I said about Hollywood, about a lot of shit. Because it's people giving you shit. They giving you stuff. And then you're gonna see it's people they gotta make meaning. Okay. When you see Suge in the West Coast, they not on that clown shit. That's the East Coast. East Coast is clowned out. Mainly New York is clowned out. So the West Coast bros, they giving you real shit. Meaning they telling you stuff that was never told before. From the politics of the street to they aspect of the game. So like I said, if I can watch West Coast shit and enjoy their shit. Because they not being on that, you know what I'm saying? I know it's all, but y'all don't get to, it's all entertainment. Meaning, when I watch shit, I'm not looking at to see how real motherfuckers is. That them days over with. It's entertainment. But you're gonna see one side you getting information, you getting, you know what I'm saying, you getting something. But on the other side, they just playing this charade shit. All right, because it's just starting to show now. Right? So it looked like Suge in good spirits. It looked like he all right. And you're going to see, it look like people out here more miserable than Suge. That's how it's starting to look. So you also didn't get, like I said, if Suge didn't start talking again, the content would have been even drier than that. So when I talk about the West Coast and Death Row, do you keep seeing the facts what I told you from day one? Nobody never topped Death Row, and Death Row was LA. And that's why when people from Death Row in LA talk, I listen. All right? Because you're not going to trick me to make me think that LA always been bozos. No. Compton is one of the realest places on the planet. It's just that a lot of them became bozos. But as what they talking about, no, they the ones that's giving you decent content right now. I'm just going to leave it at that. And I say that because if Suge would have never came back out talking, you see how dead it would have been? So I'm showing you a man in prison had to keep the YouTube algorithm going because everybody from the East Coast is under a muzzle. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Everybody from the East Coast is under a muzzle ever since Diddy been in prison. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. It's all showing the control and the power of the diddler. That's all I'm trying to tell you. And you're going to see Suge in prison in good spirits. When you see Reggie Wright, he be chilling. So my point is, you see the West Coast doing what they do, but you don't see the East Coast matching that energy. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The East Coast has they don't got they are finished, y'all. They can't even hold their head up high. They are done. They can't even tell their stories with pride because most of their stories fake as hell. They are mostly cowards. When you talk about, you know about Death Row, see the thing about Death Row make them real. They let you know they had police with them. They had police and gangsters. Guess what? The New York rappers had a bunch of undercover police with them. Guess what? New York rappers had more police with them than Death Row. Those are facts, Johnny. It is. It is. That's what I said. Yeah, what I said. I know the truth now. See, everything they did at Death Row was outright because he was giving people jobs. It's the truth. So if they had, it's like, how the hell you gonna call Reggie Wright a snitch if he was a cop already? No, I say people say you just say dumb shit, y'all. If the man was already a cop, how could he be a snitch? So I'm saying no. They had a movement. They were smart enough to know we need all forms of security. The police security is to keep me from shooting your ass in the face. Because that's why I couldn't be no rapper. Guess what? I'd have been stupid enough to shoot the crowd. That's me. I'm stupid enough. You'd have been a fan walking up on me. I'd have been stupid enough to shoot your stupid ass or stab you in the neck. So me, I need security to hold me for myself. I'm smart enough to know that. I'm smart enough to know I don't want to do meet and greets because I might be the one to actually bang on somebody by mistake. I'm smarter than that. So they were moving smart back then. Got gangsters to put hands on your ass and got police to keep law and order. Meanwhile, the whole New York rap department was fucking New York undercover. The whole shit was undercover police. I told you New York was the first rapping cops. Y'all thought I was fucking playing. I can prove it, man. New York had the first rapping officers. These are facts. So like I said, I know the truth now, man. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, I just want to show y'all Sugar's in good spirits out in prison and everybody out here looking real bad, dry and fucked up. So as of now, with East Coast, West Coast, Death Row's back winning. They back winning. Because I told Sugar them before, right? When Sugar went to prison and all that shit was happening, Jay-Z and Diddy had took over LA. So I said, nah, in the end, New York won that shit. In the end, New York won. You know what I'm saying? When Diddy and them was living out there, but since Jay-Z shit got burnt down, Diddy in prison, Suge and them back, Reggie and them back, now Death Row back winning. They back winning now. You know what I'm saying? Okay. If it comes to internet, Death Row won on the internet. Put it like that. And then you got to put Whack 100 in there because the truth is, Whack 100 runs this shit. He runs this shit. Whack 100 runs the street department on YouTube. That's a fact. It's the truth. Like I say, Whack is nobody top over Whack in that street department on here. And he still go back to Death Row. So I give Death Row, they won in the end. They won this internet shit. They won this. And meaning they still are who they are. You know what I'm saying? They not the clowns online like that. Get it? You know what I'm saying? They're not the goofy ones. They're not the goofy ones. Like when you see all the LA rappers, they still got the integrity of who they are. Okay. That's just how I look at it. I see Spider Low still him, Yuck Mouth still Yuck Mouth. Everybody still they self. But the New York rappers with Camron and them doing, oh my God. Dame Dash teeth falling out. Oh my God. Horrible, y'all. Horrible. Horrible. You see Suge Knight looking better than Dame Dash in prison. Y'all not getting y'all not getting the big picture. You're not getting the big picture. All right? You're not getting it. You're not getting it at all, y'all. That's why I say New York is fucking disgraced. All right? Now we got to talk about Denzel. Why? It's just funny how shit play out. This also a part of why Denzel's career is finished. Why? Denzel, your beginnings are hand-in-hand with a drug dealer, fool. And on top of that, your whole career, you've been going to Diddy parties. Denzel, you're not a good guy. How many times you heard people saying that? Denzel ain't a good guy. I told you I'd even saying Denzel ain't a good guy for real. He play roles. So a fan ran up on Denzel and said that shit. Denzel, I like you better when you be drinking. Because the fan wanted to autograph, Denzel was like, no. And then when he said, Denzel, I like you better when you drink. Denzel like, I didn't drink in 15 years. I don't drink no more. Hey, son, you believe in God? Denzel pushing that God hard, y'all. He playing that God church role hard. Ever since he got accused his pants off at Diddy parties. So, for those who don't know, that's Harry O, allegedly. The guy who helped start Death Row. Allegedly. He was a big drug dealer. You know what I'm saying? He was a big drug dealer putting that money behind these people. So, like, these are also the things I want to show y'all, right? Let me please give it to you clear. Granny know about Denzel. You were raised to love Denzel. Denzel Washington, Denzel. So let me show you something, Black World. You taught to praise Denzel Washington. But if you don't know his history, you never knew he been tied up with a drug dealer. That shit, but people like me and others been knew that shit. So that fact alone, I know he never super clean. It's impossible. It's impossible to be tied. You know what I'm saying? No, that means Denzel was tied up with the street some kind of way, even if he was Harry O money. Hey, he could have been Harry O front at the time. This is how I make my money. Washing that money through Denzel. When I told he started with plays. He back doing. Denzel is back doing plays like when he started. So this is what I'm going to show Black people again. You always taught to worship Denzel, but it's some people always knew who he was. He's a dirty guy. That's why he played a lot of dirty roles. But it's not just that. He's a good actor. But it's a reason why Denzel is catching his hell. He's from the era. And it's a closeout. Denzel made a damn movie. ASAP Rocky, you ain't hear about it, see it yet. Told you finish. But it is said that Harry O is working back with Snoop. There's some things they got going. Like I said, I don't know what they got going on in none of my business. But like I say, back to the West Coast, you see Harry O out of prison. Look at that shit. That's what I'm going to show you LA. All right? Harry O fresh out of prison. Look how he come home. Still wearing Versace, chilling. Now look at your New York people when they come home. Look at your New York people. How long have y'all been in prison? About 2 decades. Come home still past y'all. So like I say, the West Coast can beef with each other, but as a whole, they still, like I say, they might not get along with Dre, but Dre still represent the West Coast. He's still winning. Snoop represent the West Coast. He's still winning. Told you in the end, the West Coast won that shit. See, Harry O was their outpost, but your outpost was known as a snitch. Told you New York was the home of police. No, y'all, I'm gonna get them their clout. And in the end, the West won this shit. Because you can't take away from Dr. Dre neither. And the truth is, Ice Cube's still going on fucking tour as we speak. So I told you the West won in the end. The West proved that they were the smartest rappers, but guess what? I know the truth. The East Coast didn't start making money and winning until they studied the West Coast. Like I said, I know this whole rap shit, and the West Coast part of my history too. From a teenager, y'all. I know the whole shit. When everybody was saying fuck the West Coast, that was never me. When everybody was saying fuck the South, that was never me. When Easy lied to me, told me he was 15, me and my friends believed this shit. See what I'm saying? That was a hell of a gimmick. What I'm telling you is, I'm able to see now the West Coast won in the end, y'all, when it comes to success. When it comes to staying who they are. That's what I mean. Staying in their character. Staying who they are, y'all. Not turning into super clown. Meaning, Snoop Dogg always been who he is. Everybody always been who they are, and they still are there to this day. Even if you see Warren G, even if you see Daz, Corrupt, they still the same people. Right? Okay. You see No Limit, same people. Now look at all the New York rappers that's left. Nori ain't where he used to be at. Nori was with Snoop Dogg. They were on the same level. Camron, remember all these groups and gangs? No. New York had the most dressings on their salad. Now you seeing it clear, right? Okay. No, you looking at the truth. When the West Coast got in this shit, they knew exactly what they was doing, and they got in this shit to win. You see it now. And they also understood. And another secret to everybody else outside of New York, people didn't get. Everybody outside of New York knew they had to work harder and actually have a lot of talent. And now that's how it's showing you how they won in the end. It's showing you how in New York, everybody won because they had big record labels. Like I tell you, when you got Russell Simmons on you, you got Andre Harrell on you, you got Clyde, you got all this help on you. Diddy holding up one arm, JAYZ got the other arm. That's why I told you New York had a system of helping each other. We all gonna get behind Ja Rule now. We all gonna get behind DMX. We all behind Nori now. We all behind Buster now. You see it now? Can you see it clear? We all behind Puff. We all behind Jay now. That's how they roll for all these years. When I say shit like they kept each other going. No, you see everybody in the West Coast do their independent thing and win. The West Coast was the smartest, and they was always had access to what? Hollywood, which means they was knew about film. And the major credit go to the West Coast was their videos. They started that shit. Then East Coast want to start doing Hype Williams shit because everybody know, man. I know this shit, man. The West Coast videos like fucking movies and their music. The albums. They were smart. They were the first ones doing certain shit with skits and all that. Trust me, man. I know production. They put in work. That's why you're going to see Death Row is still worth something. It's still a lot of shit, y'all. Meaning a legacy was built. Many legacies, but now you see it. Regardless of how it's playing out, you see what happened. Meaning they was for real. They were for real. And you see everybody else was playing. Everybody else needed their daddy, the diddler. Now, you know, Suge was the king, but you seen once he went, everybody still sustained to it. Certain people still sustained because they had to be independent. So I'm saying all that to say, and it's bad for Denzel because his Diddy affiliations. That's about it. Got nothing to do with this, nothing to do with Harry O. I mean, that's his beginning. But when you see this picture, you will see Denzel clearly did not want to take this picture with him. Denzel was trying to leave that criminal shit behind him, y'all. Denzel has been looking hurt, bitter, sour, upset. I done showed y'all so many pictures of Denzel upset. He has been catching hell, y'all. You ain't see Denzel turn so great so fast. When he got accused of those Diddy parties, guys, I've been told y'all Denzel was the clue of their careers are over with. But you want to convince me that, no, y'all, you know Denzel was one of the favorites. He has been reduced to ashes. You can tell when Harry O came home to check Denzel didn't want him to come to that. He didn't want to do this shit. He didn't want to do this because Harry O will remind Denzel of his past. He don't want that. The truth is, he knew that wasn't a good image. He knew that shit. You'll see it in Denzel's face. He didn't want to take that picture, guys. So the autograph seeker, a guy tried to get an autograph from Denzel. And they said, it was said that Denzel was acting nasty to the man. Denzel didn't want to show him no love, give him no autograph. So he was like, I like you better when you drinking, Denzel. Meaning when you drinking, you show love, you sign autographs, you talk to paparazzi. He said Denzel was talking shit. Check it out. So the guy said, it's better when you're drinking, Mr. Washington. To which the Equalizer star responded that he had not drunk in 15 years. So since he's been accused of Diddy parties, now he like, I don't drink no more. I didn't drink in 15 years. What you talking about? Denzel, stop your bullshit, bro. So that guy, you know what that guy said? Denzel's a liar. He was like, stop it, bro. He's like, stop it, bro. You need to stop your shit. And he said Denzel started talking about God. Hey, son, you believe in God? Well, I don't think you should play with people like this. Just say, Denzel, no, Denzel, stop playing, bro. You got accused of Diddy parties, and this is what you did. No, I told y'all, this is what Diddy parties make you do. When I told them last year, if you don't draw a line from Diddy like Denzel, you're going to get it worse. The problem with Denzel, he did it too late, and he was with woke Hollywood. No, y'all. No. No. Denzel didn't want to get dragged like Jay-Z. He don't want to get dragged like everybody else, y'all. And that's why Denzel had to pull a stunt, but no, family. Denzel tried to tell us he didn't drink in 15 years. Stop it, Denzel. You know that's a straight lie. You saw him at Laker games, and you know goddamn well they're going to drink something. No, Denzel is a straight lie, but he's 70 years old now, y'all. That's what's meant. I'm going to tell you. You will see, y'all. It's like Denzel got kicked to the curb like trash. He is 70, but it act like he didn't even exist no more. Meanwhile, Morgan Freeman's still doing shit. It's a fact. Morgan Freeman be doing documentaries and shit. But Denzel, it's like he treated like straight dirt now. Yup. No, y'all. This called Diddy parties, y'all. Told you there's all the clues. So if this happened to Denzel, what you think will happen to everybody else? What I'm talking about now, career. Nobody career is going to flourish because his new name is Dirty Denzel. That's his new name, Dirty Denzel, Lonzo. All right? You see him look drunk right there, talking about he ain't drinking 15 years. Stop it, Denzel. Stop it, bro. Just stop the bullshit, man. Nobody goes 15 years without a drink. Just stop it. You drunk something. I don't care what's some wine. You're drunk, so you ain't know. In Hollywood, in your game, y'all have meetings, things got to go on. You going to sip something. So Denzel, the fan, told him straight to his face, he a liar. Stop it, bro. You lying, Denzel. I like you better when you drink. Because they basically saying Denzel, one of them people act like he think he all that. But when he drunk, he cool. You see him fucked up right there. Stop it, Denzel. Well, I say that because Denzel is miserable now, y'all. So once Harry O came home and he got accused of Diddy parties, Denzel said, I'm not with that street stuff. No, I'm a preacher. I'm not with that street stuff. No, that fool acting like a preacher. You get it? Now, when I said before, Denzel was smart. He's from Hollywood. This was Denzel trying to get in front of all that bad shit. See, he saw that Alec Carter shit. See, he's not stupid. You see how Jaguar exposing people and they still try to act like nothing happening? No, Denzel didn't play that. Denzel got accused by Ali Carter. He saw Ali Carter putting in work. See, this is what happened to Ali Carter. They took her for a joke because she wasn't getting a lot of views at first. But when them Ali Carter videos started getting to 1 million, that nigga Denzel, he turned into a preacher quick because he knew. They thought, see, I told you it was all a trick. The industry trick is this. Remember, y'all, be quiet and the news will pass over. They thought when they was going to be quiet during the Diddy shit, it was going to just pass over. And I kept telling y'all, this one they going to pass over. They don't know. They silence is going to be their burial. So this is what I was telling everybody. Like, if they would have fought at first, but they tried to play the silent role for like a year straight, year and a half, 2 years. No, Denzel was smart. He said, let me get in front of this while I can. Because if I don't do something, I'm going to fucking be destroyed. So Denzel said, if I get them black people in the image of me, before they even can think about visualizing me in the Diddy party. Because I'm telling you, he's smart. Because I'm not gonna lie. When that woman, when she said Denzel was at a party in his fucking underwear in the kitchen, I try to visualize that shit. Like, you mean to tell me Denzel was in the kitchen in a fucking party with no, I can't picture that shit. So Denzel did this, so I will never be able to picture it. He said, Negro, if you think about me at a freak off, you won't think about me in this goddamn pool getting baptized. This the vision I'm gonna give y'all. See, I'm a good guy. Don't believe those stories. All right? So, you know he's an actor. But the point is, this is what Diddy parties did to Denzel. So rappers can act like everything is cool. They can, everybody else can keep fronting. Denzel ain't playing that shit. He said, hell no, I got to do something. Here you have it. And I'll tell you the truth. When he did this, it eased up a little bit. It did. It eased up. It did. So, meanwhile, it's back up. Because wherever Denzel go, since he did this, he been trolled in public on a red carpet event. He even made statements talking about, I don't watch movies no more. He said, I don't care about no Oscars. I don't care about no awards. That's what he said, y'all. I don't go to the movies. Now he talking that shit. He never used to talk like that. Denzel is bitter, y'all. He's mad. He's mad his career is ruined, guys. Denzel went out the worst, y'all. He went out bad, y'all. No family, he's done. Meanwhile, Samuel Jackson ass hiding. I heard Samuel Jackson moved out the country. You gonna notice, you won't see Samuel like that. A lot of them visit. Samuel Jackson got low. You don't see that, man. You gonna see that, y'all. Samuel Jackson with the woke movement too. Yes, he was. So, it's better when you drinking, Mr. Washington. Denzel replied that he hadn't drunk in 15 years. Whatever, Denzel. Whatever, Denzel. Meanwhile, we got to talk about this real quick. The big OG Pink homie. Camron is suing. He's suing J. Cole. But I'm going to be real. This is nothing but manufactured Rock Nation bullshit. Ain't about nothing. Nothing. Camron sues J. Cole for breaching verbal agreement. Or did Jay-Z tell you to drop a lawsuit on him? Huh? Did Jay-Z tell you to sue J. Cole? Because J. Cole been running from Jay-Z and them for about 2 years straight. Ever since J. Cole proved to me, he don't want nothing to do with Jay-Z. He don't want nothing to do with that Kendrick shit, which means he don't want nothing to do with Rock Nation. Let me find out J. Cole been trying to escape from y'all. And your job was to put some charges on him. What else you didn't get about this joke? They're showing you Camron was a snitch. That's what he doing on the phone. They showing you Harlem. This is what he was doing on 145th and Lenox. When the Dominicans was up there and they had their work and they had their weight, this is what he was doing. On that phone, they telling you. No, y'all, the Pink program for real. He had a direct tie with NYPD, Nextel chirps. Remember back then, they didn't call the police. They just chirped them. 3 times mean pull up. Deep, deep, deep. They just pull up out of nowhere. Niggas going to jail. You know, that's what that was for, y'all. Where you at? Where you at, bro? I'm going to call the police on you right now. Where you at? That's them, y'all. Let's go. All right? Disgrace. On that note, I ain't talking about that no more. We done. Let's go back to Jamaica. Remember the commercial, right? Come back to Jamaica. They're going to build Jamaica up. But the whole facts is this, y'all. For real. We don't know the state of that shit. We don't know. I think it's bad, y'all. We know Jamaica is not built up like America land-wise. It's been a Hurricane Katrina out there. Way more than that, y'all. Way more. This was daytime flooding the day before. After last night, and certain stuff you never see. The only stuff they let us see was Hurricane Katrina. But I'm talking about if you didn't study that Hurricane Katrina documentary, you won't know the full effects of what happens. That's why they gave us the documentary to let us know what happens. After the town floods, it goes into search and rescue, which is evacuations. Condemnation. You got to leave your home. No matter what, you have to leave. Jamaica is being evacuated. That's one. For 2, tourists are stuck. 25,000 tourists stuck from all around the world. A large percent from America. Stuck. They don't know when they coming home. See that shit, y'all? This is where we at. So that's why I tell you, a lot of people do shit to themselves, man. She's from North Carolina stuck. Even though, y'all, We saw it coming for days, right? If I'm not mistaken, didn't they tell us this was coming like since the weekend? Okay. Meanwhile, the power's out, everything. So anybody, I wonder if anybody been heard from any people over there since it happened. All right. They showing in the hotel how they knew the winds coming was so horrific. They told people in the hotel to put their mattresses up against their windows. So they knew it was going to smack because it was predicted to be over 200. 200 miles per hour. So you see them right here at the hotel. You on vacation. Now you in the hotel stuck. Stuck. Meanwhile, the government shut down. You come back home. So like I said earlier, the reason why a lot of people be in a lot of drama, because sometimes people don't just sit their ass down, y'all. So a lot of Americans stuck. Americans went there and they sleeping on cots. So you see that, you see them water flows, y'all. When my people that saw the footage, when you see how fast that water going, man, if I saw how fast that water was going at this time of day, I can already assume what happened at night. And then I can assume what happened on all low-level grounds. I'm going to assume people got drowned. I'm going to assume people got ate up by crocodiles, because they said that too. Crocodiles in the water. They gave them a heads up, man. They gave them heads up. But you know, like I said, the people who have no excuse is the Americans. They ass supposed to have been left already, y'all. See the Americans looking like idiots? American idiots. They never know when to leave. Americans are not aware. All they know is online shit. All they know is social media. Social media don't give you news. When y'all stop looking for real news on social media, then you'll start learning shit. Social media is just for interacting and entertainment. That is it. Ask Facebook. No, you're gonna be stupid. See that? They didn't know shit. Now you see now they looking like homeless idiots, stuck. They don't know when they coming back home. Now you see how this get you fucked up in America. You be caught up in your bills, messed up. You ain't supposed to come back. You there spending extra money you ain't want to spend. No, this how people ruin their life. Because I know what's up. A lot of people go to Jamaica this time of the year because those tickets be discounted. We know what's up. So if those poles did that in the daytime, you can assume what happened last night. Now think about it as horrific winds with horrific floods at the same time. If we thought New Orleans had a bad sewer system drainage, you're gonna imagine Jamaica. All weed crops destroyed. Anybody weed in their home destroyed. Anybody in a home that's not brick, the Three Little Pigs, like the wolf blew their shit down. Anything that wasn't brick, roof blowed off. I saw a lot of roofs blowed off. Gazebos blowed off. Here you go. Here's your proof right here, y'all. Change your plans. Immediate evacuation. Everybody had to go. So you thinking it's going to pass over evacuations. And don't forget the evacuations going to happen all week. Yeah, y'all, that's where we at. You know what I'm assuming? I'm going to assume some people from Jamaica are going to be probably coming back. Like Jamaicans probably going to have to come back here to survive. Because if it's destroyed like that, some Jamaicans probably going to come to America. Same thing in Cuba. They get destroyed so much, they probably going to come here as legal migrants. Because I think their countries are being destroyed, y'all. See the hospital? When I saw the hospital got evacuated. You know what I'm saying? You got to put it together on your own. The hospital evacuated, y'all. Once the hospital got messed up, I already know what's up, man. So why nobody rich from Jamaica didn't build no hospitals? I don't know. You see the tree. The tree let you know how the winds was. And once again, this has nothing to do with everything that happened last night. So you know what's up with that tree. If, like I said, that was in America that happened, everybody's house would be messed up. Car destroyed, all of that. See, Americans stuck, y'all, stuck, helpless, defenseless. Hopefully you wasn't one of them people that go on a trip and you go with just enough money to spend. When I told y'all before, when you travel, you got to have thousands. You can't be traveling just to make it on a budget. That's how the world is now. You there stuck. You fuck around, be there 2 weeks extra. Then you come home. You ain't been able to pay all your bills and shit. You getting backed up on that. You can't even go back to work. You missing your paycheck. See how it works for Americans? American idiots, y'all. This how people ruin their life. The country's going through what it's going through. What you're going to see, people doing a lot of shit to themselves. So you see black, whites, all people. 25,000 stuck. Hotels. Meanwhile, the search and rescue for the people. So you see them houses destroyed. And this is before. This is the day before. This is yesterday in the daytime. This has nothing to do with last night. This has nothing to do with that. So if you see this like that, you know what's up. Look how fast the winds was going. But you see, right? Being that everybody's trained for hurricanes, and it's like it's nothing. Oh, we just gonna blow over. Oh, just 100 miles. No, this shit. I saw at one point they said that shit was like 225 miles when it was coming. All right, you see the gazebo blowed off the map. So you just know what it did to humans. If you got slipped up, your house could have got blown down. You fuck around outside, your ass got blown out like like the movies. You be just in the sky that quick. You so sad that quick. It was nothing. What you gonna do? So said, nah. Especially you weigh a buck 30, buck 40. You in that range. So y'all see, right? You see what it did to her. You see what it did to her, right? You could tell he holding her, but he not picking up because you see where her knee at. That shit blowing her ass. So saying, so if you that size, you getting blowed. And don't forget, you also gotta know how to swim. And elders, disabled, it was not too much they was gonna be able to do, y'all. So like I said, this from yesterday. It was already getting bad in the daytime. So after last night, ain't no telling what happened. But I'm gonna get into that when I finish. I'm gonna see the update on that. But I just want to show y'all, man. Food banks are preparing for a surge of federal food. So I'm gonna tell y'all again. Go to the pantries. Don't wait. You only got 2 days, a couple days left. Even if you think you're gonna get it, even if you straight, it don't matter. Hey, guess what, y'all? This is a chance for some people to do good, righteous deeds. You might gotta go to the pantry to help somebody else. Because I already know the type of shit I'm gonna do. After the first, I'm gonna just go outside. I'm gonna just go places. If I see people need help, I just look out for them. That's the shit I'll do. Because I don't need nobody to tell me shit. If I go out on the first around a certain time and I see people looking a certain way and they got kids and they just looking a certain way, I can read signs. Some people gonna need help. Like you got people that even work for the government. They got regular working people. They're not getting nothing. I know somebody that's furloughed right now. I looked out for another day. Like I said, I don't like telling my bit. I don't like talking about shit, y'all. But that's shit I do. So I be letting people know I talk a lot, but that's just talk on here. Everything I do on here is just talk. Whether I'm loud or regular, people need to stop taking shit online for real. It's not. But in real life, I'm the one that know people gonna need help, y'all. It's just what it is. So it's two options. It's either people gonna be trying to break in your house and trying to get your ass, or you can try to help some people. If it happens. That's just it. You might got to go get some groceries, help on you. You're supposed to know your neighborhood, your community. You should know already your neighborhood. You should know. Damn, it's a couple right there. They got kids. There's mom right there. She got kids. You got to know these things. So this how I read people. I read the temperature. People are going to need help. That's the worst kind of worst. So being everybody talking all the shit you online, talking about food stamps, whether you feel sorry for people, whatever you feel, just be prepared to help people. Be prepared to feed yourself. That's the reality, y'all. That's the real reality. That's the real shit. Because guess what? In Jamaica, they got to figure out how they're going to feed themselves. See this? In Jamaica, now you can't feel sorry for nobody in America because they got it worse now, right? They don't get EBT and they don't got no more and they got nothing. They're not gonna cry though. See that? That's the difference. They never got EBT anyway. See the difference? That's why America you always gonna do worse than other places. I also know the truth about Jamaica. They know how to live without refrigerators. They know how to preserve food. I know about all that. So I already know they're gonna be all right. They know how to survive off their land, y'all. They gonna survive. I don't care. They survive off fucking plantains. They know how to survive. They're gonna be all right. They got chickens and shit. They gonna be all right. Can you say that in America though? See, it's a difference. When I said y'all feel sorry for everybody else, I said, nah, the truth is America is poor. Americans are poor. This country ain't poor. But I told you, a lot of you Americans, you are poorer than third world countries. Yes, you are. You can't even feed yourself. You can't take care of yourself. You don't know how to live off the land. A lot of shit you don't know how to do. They know how to do that. That's Jamaica. Guess what? In Jamaica, I can go fishing, fool. I can go fishing. A lot of ways to eat. So, y'all talk that surviving off the grid shit. Well, seeing to me in America, y'all couldn't survive off the grid because that's what they saying about y'all, America. Because I know what's up. Everybody's going to jail. Everybody's getting arrested. They also are now locking up everybody off OnlyFans. And that's going to make a lot of broke prostitutes. Here go one. See that? Imprisoned. What's the word? What they talking about? Homeless and prostitutes. The hidden streets of America. See Americans outside hiding fentanyl, pants down, pants off. No, that's America, y'all. You see a rapper, Kodak Black? You see what rap is? Kodak Black wears only his boxers on stage. Now imagine me at a rap concert. I'm in the front row, and a man rapper gonna come out and rap in his drawers in front of me. That's hip hop. Told you what it was. Told you this year it was out the closet. You don't gotta believe it, but that's what it is. Right? So I have nothing against it. I just don't listen to it no more. It's trash. Other than that, I'll holler at y'all later. Y'all can continue to cover this bogus ass news with Camron suing J. Cole. And on that note, I'll holler at y'all later. Suge Knight is in good spirits. Suge Knight is doing better than every New York rapper that's free. Harry O just got out of prison a couple years ago. He doing better than every rapper that's free. Rick Ross don't rap no more. He doing better than every rapper that's free. Mainly from New York. At least that fool got money invested in Wingstops. These fools still order Wingstop. All right. On that note, don't forget, Lil Nas X got more money than Camron. Google this shit right now. Google it. Google it. How the hell he got more money than Camron now? Because of this. That's why. They wasn't getting no money, y'all. They were worried about being up under Diddy. They were worried about hanging with billionaires, but they wasn't getting it. If Camron was so much of a hustler, why he didn't get 50 million? Why he didn't get 100 million? Why Justin Bieber got 300 million? Why Usher still got over 100 million? Why Chris Brown still got 100 million? Why everybody got more money than punk ass rappers? Why Jim Jones lost his house? Why Jim Jones don't got $1 million? Okay then. On that note, y'all enjoy y'all day. We out. 1. Chris Brown is going to prison, y'all. Chris Brown going to prison. Remember I told y'all. All right, so check it out. Chris Brown is allowed to return to the U.S. on bail after being charged. Chris Brown, here's y'all proof. It's all on camera. He beat somebody's ass. It's all on camera. Brown also denied assault occasion actual bodily harm. CCTV footage is also said to have shown Chris Brown chasing after the producer after kicking and punching him. All on camera, incrimination. What should go to jail for? Kicking somebody on camera, right? Okay. Well, now you got proof they got Chris Brown kicking and punching somebody in the UK, where it's way bigger than an assault charge. Chris Brown is going to prison, y'all. When he get his day, I don't know. Just know he's going. You should already know they been want that Chris Brown catalog, y'all. That Chris Brown catalog. See? So he's going to be gone. On that note, ain't Fresh Montana still ain't don't that nigga live over there? Nigga ain't worried about nothing. That's a lie, nigga. You ran. Nigga ain't worried about nothing. Soon as Diddy got in trouble, French was ghost. Nigga ain't worried about nothing. What I say, Fat Joe and them can't run. They got nowhere to go. French does. He from Morocco. French was smart. I've been knowing French did. French, he put his paperwork in a long time ago so he can be a dual citizen. He been had plans to run. Told you when you black, you don't got nowhere to run. That's the difference. Ain't that right, Cedric Entertainer? Cedric Entertainer talking about people losing their stamps. Comedians using y'all for content. See that? We out, y'all. So you see how back to back, right? How Jamaica been getting busted up back to back, right? See Barrel, they been getting hit with so much shit. This one was worse than all of them. This one was the worst of the worst. They said this was the worst one in history, y'all. This was the worst one in history.